Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Jake Rouch Show. I am rest and relaxed. Had a nice little vacation in northern Wisconsin at my partner Jordan's family place. It was lovely. I broke the golden rule of Erie, which is do not vacation outside of Erie in the summer when the weather is perfection. But it's pretty beautiful up there as well. So glad to be back and really excited for today's show where I get to talk to an old grade school friend of mine, Bobby Borgia. Bobby, as many of you know, owns Kellar's here in Erie. He recently won an Emmy for a documentary on Kellar. And he is the personification in Erie of chasing your dream. And we'll talk about the first time I saw Bobby perform, which I believe was at a talent show at St. Luke's. And he continued to chase that dream, and he made it a reality and continues to make his dreams a reality. He has a lot of stories to tell about the industry and the entertainment industry, the magic industry. He owns Kellar's now, so he also is connected to the comedy industry and trying to bring those together. Anyway, Bobby effuses energy. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Great storyteller. Super excited to spend time with him, catch up. And for those of you who do not know Bobby or have not heard the full story, I'm excited for the opportunity to help him share it with you. Let's go.
Check 1, 2.
Bobby Borgia, welcome to the Jake Rouch Show.
I'm so excited to be here, Jake. Oh, my God. It's good to see you, man.
It's great to see you. We have lots to talk about, and I said in my intro, I'm super excited because hopefully there's some people that don't know your story and can hear it.
Yeah.
But I start off the Jake Rouch Show with a quote, and this one is from Liza Minnelli. Okay,
okay, big fan. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No. These are there's just a series of quotes. They're broken into about 40 different categories that I've collected over time. I chose.
You chose Liza Minnelli.
I chose, yeah.
Okay.
Reality is something you rise above. And I chose that for you.
That's so amazing. I have never heard that. I'm almost speechless. That's amazing.
Because
reality is something you rise above.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world of 1% reality, and the 99% of the world we can't see. That's the untapped, world. And when you can break through that 1% reality of what you think the ego self is seeing, what we think we're looking at, there's so much more beyond that. Just like we were sharing a story of synchronicity of that happens a lot to me. I always call it a God wink. And it happens more than not. And so a lot of my friends are like, why are you surprised this is happening to you? It happens to you every day. And it's kind of wild, man.
Well, I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
I mean, in the sense that you are a very positive person.
Yeah.
And you emit a lot of positive energy out there, and it comes back to you.
It does come back.
And that quote to me,
yeah.
You are an example of how many people, as you began your magical journey, said, "Oh, but you got to have a, there's no way you're going to do this, right? That's just not realistic."
Correct.
And but you rose above it.
I did, and I still do, and continue to. It's a lot, I guess I have very high expectations on some of the things that I want to accomplish, and I just think really big.
I like the fact that you just said that I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Like, you're not done.
Oh, no, I'm just starting right now. I swear. I don't mean that I mean that. Jake, I mean that. I really am like, okay, now it's time, because I went from in front of the camera and on stage to behind the camera, behind the stage, and I've been working on this thing since 2016, and it's now time. And I go, okay, and I've been working this that long, and 10 years.
Let's talk about that journey, though.
Yeah.
Okay? In my intro, I said that I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that the first time I saw you perform was at a St. Luke talent show.
It was. It was absolutely. We did. Remember that the basketball, and we
it
had
was
the
fantastic.
stage, and I think I did.
We had a talent show every year.
Yes, we did.
And each class or individual or
Did
groups would do something.
Skits or plays
Yeah,
or
skits
songs
plays,
or whatever.
right.
And I did my little magic show.
It was a big deal.
I did. I brought out the
No, I mean,
guillotine. Do you remember
it
the
was
guillotine?
like at night.
Yeah.
They had concessions.
Yeah,
it was dark.
Oh, yeah.
And there was curtain, and the lights would come on. It was like I mean, I performed in it.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Both for fun and what a great. So
Yeah.
you performed there.
I did.
But you fell in love with magic. Who was the catalyst to make you fall in love with it?
This is a story that is true and not what you think. I did it in my TED Talk. I opened it with my TED Talk. It's this. When I was 4, my brother was a year younger than me. His name was Anthony Scott Borgia. And he was the first successful liver transplant in the country. And Walter Cronkite Evening News did a story on him, and they flew him to Colorado. And unfortunately, about 3 months after the operation, he got an embolism and he passed away. He died at 3. I'm 4.
Yeah.
I have no idea where my brother just went. And I was extremely close. Like, we were almost like twins.
Sure.
And to me, he disappeared. And I didn't know where my brother went. And so now I'm turning 5 years old. And to fill that void with an imagination that I needed an escape, magic came to me through Doug Henning, seeing him on Captain Kangaroo. Remember Captain Kangaroo?
Yeah. I remember Doug Henning, too.
Yeah. And when I saw that, I went, how is he doing? What is that? It answered. I wanted to know the answer because I didn't have the answer to where my brother went, other than my parents saying, he's in God with heaven, in heaven. And I'm going, I don't know what that means. I'm 4. But that's how I got into magic. True story. It really, everybody's like, oh, I got a trick from my uncle or whatever.
Well, but, so first of all, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm
well,
sorry.
No, it's okay because everything happens for a reason, good and bad. It's not good or bad. It just is. And then we put a title to it, we do. And that's our ego-based self. And I still have great memories of him, and I go to his gravesite, all the time. And there's like another whole synchronicity of he died like October 26th. And I was around 1995 or 4, I was in a horrific car accident in L.A. On Forest Lawn Drive. My cousin Johnny Borgia and Susie Borgia were in the car with us. We were coming back from a show I was doing, going back into Hollywood, and a drunk driver hit us head on. And I shot through the windshield over the car and landed in the middle of Forest Lawn Drive. Warner Brothers Studios here, and Franklin, the mortuary is right there, Forest Lawn Drive. In the middle of the road, my cousin Johnny ended up in a coma. He just passed away 1 year ago. And Susie broke almost every bone in her body. I woke up to a girl standing over me screaming my name. How big is L.A.?
Yeah.
Huge. There's a girl I was having an affair with, to be completely honest. She was a waitress at the Magic Castle. And I walked away, and every paramedic was like, this is impossible how you lived through this. Not until a few years later, my mother was like, did you figure it out yet? And I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, it was the night your brother died. The same night it was my car accident, was on my brother's death. Wow. And I went, okay, check please. I go, all right, there's a higher power of, how do you wrap your head around that? That's where I really went, all right, there's a purpose and a reason for my existence in life. What do I do with that?
Sure.
What do I really do with that,
Let's go back to you being 4, raising your hand 5, seeing Kangaroo and Henning.
Yeah.
Both interesting haircuts, by the way.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, right?
Very funny. Bob Keeshan had a very odd haircut.
Yes. Yeah. So the internet doesn't exist. How do your parents help fuel your fire?
Good question. In Erie, on State Street, was a place called Weber's. It was like a music novelty store. And I remember going to the dentist, and in the window was like these linking rings and this couple magic tricks. And I pressed my whole being up against this window on State Street at 5 or 6 years old. And I'm like, because that's what I saw Captain Doug Henning linking. So my mom got me 1 or 2 tricks. And then from there, like my grandfather from Sicily, his name was Albert DeCara, he would take me to the magic shop, once every couple months and purchase a little thing. Then I got some kits, and I'd read a lot.
Yeah.
I love reading today. Like, I don't want to hold a Kindle in my hand. I want to hold a book. I want to smell it. And I love reading. Reading is one of my favorite things to do. And I would read every magic book I could and study everything I could. And that's pretty much the answer on that one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're in. By the time you're performing at St. Luke's, you know, you're probably 10, 11, 12, around there, maybe a little older. But, and that must have been a rush. That probably wasn't your first performance. You probably did something in the neighborhood or a little
I did
party.
like little parties here and there. And like for $10, I'll do your birthday party. And, whatever opportunity I had. But I remember St. Luke's was
I just have this vision of you as a 12-year-old sitting out behind the garage having a cigarette. Like I go on in the next 15 minutes.
But
No,
I would practice out in the back. I had my garage set up like a little studio for when I grew up on French.
You continued to pursue this, and you go into high school. Was your game plan like, as soon as I'm out of high school, I'm going to head west?
Yeah, and I had a scholarship, and my parents are like, you going to go to college? I'm like, no. I know what I want to do. I've known when I 6 years old, I knew one thing. I knew one thing, Jake. I just knew I wanted to be a magician. Like that, it was.
That's a real gift.
It is. It is. And if you say the word gift, I'm glad you said that. Because if you respect it and look at it as a gift, then you honor that and respect that gift, and that's what it is, really. You're a good man. It's true. So, I still today really look at it as a gift, and. Gifts can be taken away, broken, lost, or whatever, and I polish mine and refine it constantly.
So you're a special talent in Erie, Pennsylvania. And then you go out to L.A. Was that your first stop, or did you go to Vegas, or where'd you go?
First, before I worked at, like, the Station Restaurant, Oscar's Pub, and I did magic there every Wednesday and Friday. I had the A-Team van with all my magic props. It was like crazy. So once I graduated from Academy, it wasn't collegiate at the time, but I pretend it was.
Academy lines.
Yeah. And so, I moved to New York City. Sam Cohen, who was an Erie-ite actor, amazing. He was out there, and he goes, you need to be moving to New York, Bobby. And I went, okay. And I did. I moved to New York City, and I got a job at a magic shop, and then literally right away, I got my first cruise ship job. And then I got my first job in Atlantic City, and I played there for 6 months at Resorts International. It was Merv Griffin's big hotel.
Oh, man.
And I was in a production show called Wildfire by Roger Manami.
So were you one of several performers in that show?
Yeah, there was one of three, and then they had the big, dance numbers and song and dance. I mean, it was like a Vegas show. And that style back then was the production show, and they'd put in a variety act to break up, and I was 19.
How long would your show go, like time-wise? Was it a 10-minute show?
Yeah, it was like you do a 12-and-a-half-minute spot, and then there was a plate spinner named John Thorano. How do I remember that? And then there was a ventriloquist. Oh, I can't remember his name. But those were the three acts. It was me, John Thorano, and I wish I could remember the vent's name. And then there was the cast, the production show, the singers and dancers.
What do you get paid for a gig like that? What did you get paid?
I think I got like $1,200 a week or something like that.
That's pretty damn good.
Back then, I was like, holy crap,
I mean, I know you're living in New York City, but that's got to be, 1980?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
Something.
It was 87.
87?
Yeah, because I graduated in 85. So 86, I moved to New York. Yeah, about that. About 86. Good call.
All right.
That was.
So tell me what it was like living in New York City and then working in Atlantic City at that time.
Yeah.
There had to have been some characters.
There were. I met a lot of great people, and the energy of New York City, I was so alive with wonder and curiosity. I had a very big curiosity. I mean, just huge. And I would do shows at certain clubs and certain places in New York, but I got signed by Greater Talent Network, and they were a big agency in New York, and they repped all these big name comics, and they would have me open for all these college tours. So I was opening for like Dennis Miller. I was opening for Chris Rock before Chris Rock was famous. Like it was just the weirdest thing, man. And so I did a huge college tour as well, and they had me running around the country, and it was cool.
So if you're opening for some of those acts, they're not Chris Rock, right? Of today. But and so you have been working in New York City in the entertainment, working in Atlantic City in entertainment.
Right.
You're going to run into celebrities. You started running into them at a very early age.
Even before then, like Drew Barrymore was the first celebrity I met when she was 10, and she was my assistant. And we did the opening for Firestarter, the movie Firestarter in New York City, and they had this huge premiere. And I did this is the weirdest thing.
This is wait a second. This is after she did E.T.
No, before.
Before.
Oh, wait a minute. No, after. Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
Firestarter. And I'm not making this up. Like, how I ended up there, I don't know, but they wanted me to do my magic show with her as the assistant with the fire and the bunnies and I did. And it was the coolest thing. And she stayed in my life like up until, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago.
You just run into her here and there.
And she's like, Bobby. And it was they came to the castle. Her and Cameron Diaz would come to the castle, and they're like, we're Bobby Borgia's guests.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, Borgia, how the hell do you know? I said, yeah, I couldn't tell you, but she was 10. I don't know.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's just so weird. Yeah.
But I've never sensed that you get starstruck.
If I met one person, I probably would have. No, but it's still kind of cool.
Who is that person? You say
yeah, there was one person I really held on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And I was working in the music industry a lot.
Yeah.
So I was designing, I think you probably know, but I was designing a lot of illusions for, huge concerts like Beyonce and NSYNC and Christina Aguilera and you name it. I was putting magic to make them appear and vanish.
Yeah,
sorry about that. And if I ever met Prince and it came close once, I don't think I could have handled life. I just that guy, I had him on a pedestal. I just idolized. I think you're not supposed to idolize, but
no.
Yeah, he was my guy. He was like that guy creatively, spiritually was it for me. I just loved that guy.
I think it's. I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah, but it came close. I was working with Pink at Center Stages Studios in Burbank, and we were rehearsing for her concert, and I came up with a solution for her show. And this is just before she was doing all the flying stuff. And she goes, can you give us a second? I got to take this management crap. And I stepped out, and right there's the door to the next studio. And faintly, I hear Let's Go Crazy being played. And I'm like, what the hell? And I hear the next song, and it was like another Prince song. And I'm going, what? And I run through the hallways, literally, to get to the front desk. And I'm out of breath. And I look at that lady at the front desk, and she goes, yes. And I go, is he? And she goes, mm-hmm. And I go, you're kidding. She goes, mm-mm. She goes, the Time's in there. Sheila E.'s in there. She goes, they're all in there prepping for this concert that he's doing some benefit. And I went, oh, dear God. So I was about one door away, You
didn't ask if you could.
No. I was just, I don't know. But it would be,
no, I
walk
get
down
it.
the hallways, and there's Mary J. Blige on a scooter, and Peter, who's the drummer?
Where was this?
For Genesis.
Where was this?
It's called Center Stage Studios.
Okay.
In Burbank.
Okay.
Phil Collins would be rocking around the corner. You're like, hey. Sat there with Ozzy Osbourne.
So was it a recording studio, or was it a place where they'd practice before going on tour?
That's it. Yeah, it was a rehearsal studios, and they had like 20 giant studios there. And Ozzy Osbourne, once I talked my ear off for like 20 minutes. I don't think I got one word in.
Did you have a translator with you?
I know. I couldn't understand. I was like, what is this guy saying to me?
Yeah.
And I looked down at his hands because we were making coffee, the little thing, and it said, he had OCZY. And I'm like, no. And I looked up, and there he was. And I was like, oh, hi. And he's like, hey, mate, you all right?
So obviously I could keep taking you off on those tangents because they're super interesting.
They are.
So you're doing this work in New York City.
Yeah.
You're having success. You're getting connected, which to me in your industry is gigantically important.
Yeah, it is.
And how long were you on the East Coast and in that area before you made a move?
About 2.5 years, almost 2.5 to 3, because I remember 1990 is when I moved to L.A. So 86, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, about 3 years, because I moved to Mentor, Ohio. My parents,
of course, everyone goes to L.A., New York.
Well,
Mentor.
no, it was this. So when I moved out of New York City, I stayed with my parents for about a year, maybe a little less than that. But they didn't live in Erie anymore. They moved to Mentor, and it was really cool there. And my brother and sister went to high school there, and I'm like, okay. My friend Natalie Rotano, she went to Mercyhurst College.
By the way, it's a shame your dad's not proud of you. Wow. God. He's a fantastic person.
He's such an amazing human being.
He is. He really is.
I took him to lunch yesterday, and
he knows everyone.
He's 85, and he's playing 12 games of pickleball every day and golfing.
He's Erie's pickleball
Yeah, he
king.
is. And to have that's why I moved back home. It's to have that moment and have a great lunch and talk to my dad, Jake, that's it.
Yeah.
That was it. That was
Yeah.
it for me, man.
So you moved back home. No, he is.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic
He's
human
great.
being, generous.
Very.
He's one of
Yeah.
those people that
Yeah.
somehow
He walks his talk.
you could go up to him to talk to him about something that's all about him, and he
I'll go,
jujitsus you and turns it on to you.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, that's my dad.
Yeah.
He's quite a remarkable, great father, great mentor figure, the whole 9 yards. So your question
You went to
was-
Mentor.
Went to Mentor, and I finally was like, okay, I'm moving to LA. My friend Natalie Rotano, who went to Mercier, she's from Pittsburgh. She was in the show in Hollywood with Pamela Anderson. I can't remember the name of the show, but
Baywatch.
no, it was just before Bay. It was like, no, it was after Baywatch. There was some kind of a weird show she did, and Natalie was her sidekick on the show. Natalie was like, get your out here now. You're staying with me. You need to be here. And I'm like, okay. And I went out there just to visit her, and I never came back. Like, that was it. I went, okay, the Magic Castle was there, Jake. And that's,
of course, that's the holy grail.
That's the
of entertainment and
it's,
magic.
It's the
combined.
Academy of Magical Arts and Sciences. It's a castle in the Hollywood Hills. I don't know how else to make this up because I'm not. And you have to be a member to get in. Suit and tie only, no jeans, no sneakers. It's very, and I'm 20, so I can't go in yet. I had to wait until I was 21. And I
To
lived,
even just walk in.
No. You have to be 21 to get in. It's a private club. But Sundays they had brunch, so I could go up on Sundays and like walk around. I'm like, my God, this is the world I dreamt about my whole life. This is the Magic Castle. I lived 2 blocks from the place, and for 28 years, that was my home.
Really?
Yeah, that was my home.
That is cool.
It still is amazing. I was just out there, and the guy who created it was
So
amazing.
I want to explore that a little bit. So you got, once you turned 20, like you couldn't even work there?
No, you had to be 21.
Period.
Period.
To enter the premises.
Yeah, and
except on
on Sundays. Sundays they had like a brunch, and so families could go. But again, it's a private club. You had to be invited by a magician or a member, and that's what made it very intriguing for all these celebrities to get in. So you'd go there, and you'd see the who's who.
Yeah.
It's quite wild.
So let me ask you this. So you go out to L.A.
Yeah.
You've got a year.
Yeah.
What are you doing to earn some income or build your reputation to kind of set the stage so that when you turn 21, you're like, I'm in?
2 things. One, I had the background of being an artist, an illustrator, a graphic artist. I mastered airbrushing. And so I worked up at Universal Studios as an airbrush artist for a few months. And then the other 3 months I would work on Carnival Cruise Line, hired me out of Long Beach. And so I would go on for 3 months, do my stint, save a bunch of money, go back up, have a couple months off, and then go to Universal and become the airbrush artist.
I want to pause for 1 second with you on this because there's so much of your story that is so far removed from my reality of work.
Yeah.
And everyone who's listening.
I understand.
Like,
okay.
It kind of melts your brain, and you're
Yeah.
kind of like, what is this alternative universe that he is?
Yeah,
that he gets to work
I
in. That
understand.
I
do.
Yeah. So
do.
it's your reality, so it's
Yeah.
not that big a deal. And a lot of us, I'd say, the vast majority of this audience have never spent time in L.A.
No.
And so we really don't have a feel for the vibe where when you're telling this story to anyone else, like, oh, of course, yeah, not a big deal. But
2 different industries, 2 different worlds.
two
you know?
different worlds.
Yeah, they really are. And I don't know if I could have survived in that world. I don't know because I don't know that world. It's foreign to me.
Which world? You mean the structured work
corporate?
world?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Well, that's why you didn't go to college.
Yeah, exactly. I was
You're like, no.
I'm not doing that. It just didn't. It wasn't for me. And my parents respected that. And I threw away a 2-year scholarship, man. I was just like, not for me.
Yeah, well, but you followed your heart.
Yeah, I did.
And
that was the one thing I was lucky about was there's that intuition, that gut feeling that, I always say connect to source. And I just was connected, whether it was my brother looking over me or whatever that was. I followed it. I was very lucky and, still doing it today.
So you go out there, you want to work at the castle, you want to be
yeah.
affiliated, connected, etc. But I have to ask this question because there's all these monsters like a Copperfield or I mean, and I'm just
Penn and
thinking
Teller
of
and-
Penn and
sure,
Teller,
sure.
right? What did you have a through line or a vision or like? I believe that you love magic from the top of your head to the tip of your toes.
Yeah.
You enjoy doing that, and
yeah.
being affiliated with that in any
Yeah.
capacity gives you joy and
Truly.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Did you have a grand vision of being at that scale, or yes or no, or you
Yes,
kind of
kind of, and it changes
Yeah.
throughout. The one thing I always said is I never want to play Vegas again. I just don't want to play Vegas. Where a lot of magicians, that was the end of the rainbow. But in reality, Jake, they go to Vegas, and that's it. They're in that box for the rest of their lives. I just have to change, grow.
create?
Yeah, I have to always change, and I did. I mean, I did a couple shows in Vegas, which was fun. I did a few things there, but recently I've been working on something out there, and it's a different format. And I'm going, this could be cool. But David, I got to meet him, and I knew some of his people, and so when he would come to LA, I'd get backstage passes and hang out with David Copperfield. Penn and Teller was my first TV show I did. I was 20. I think I was 20. Yeah, I was, because I couldn't get into the castle. But I got hired on Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman on ABC.
Yeah,
Dean Cain.
yeah, right.
So they had a match.
Terry Hatcher.
Terry.
Yeah.
So cute. so what was that noise?
That will be the teaser for the,
That's
the
funny.
episode
There you
here.
go. So Terry Hatcher, super cool. I got to hang out and meet them. I was the consultant to create the magic, and the evil magician in the episode was Penn Jillette.
Yeah.
All he cares about is chicks. That's all he cared about. All I cared about was getting to Penn, and I'm going to sell him this new trick where I can make a dead fly come back to life, and him are going to do it on TV, and that was it. That was my goal. And, I'm driving around the studios on a golf court, and he was just like, kid, shut up. Go
Yeah.
call this guy, and he'll help you.
Anyways, so the fly
Yeah,
is
and I'm
sitting
like,
there,
that's
and
pretty
it's
much.
dead.
And then you eat it, and then you spit it up into a balloon, and it's alive. He's like, yeah, call Crash. That
Yeah.
was his guy. And that was my first Penn and Teller. But that was, then they put me in front of the camera. This is a funny story. So I get hired as the consultant, and they're like, director's like, yeah, let's get him in front of the camera. And I'm like, Jake, oh my God, I'm going to be on national television, and I'm going to get a speaking role. I'm going to get my SAG card. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
And they go, make him a mime.
Oh, God.
And I just was like,
I
wah,
love it.
wah, wah. And they put me in wardrobe. I had no lines.
Right.
And I had to do all this magic as a mime. You can YouTube it. I'm there. And you're going to go, there's Bobby Borgia. And he's the mime with all the soaps and the bird. And Terry Hatcher's like, But Dean Cain and I hung out a bit. And then he ended up being the host of Masters of Illusion, which I did like the first 6 episodes or something.
That's great.
Small world. Like, again, you're like, that guy.
Do you let me ask you this, kind of stepping off of your story for a second.
Yeah.
What's the key to building and maintaining your network? What do you find? I mean that you, because you meet Dean Cain in a show where you're a consultant, and then all of a sudden you're doing a show that
he's host.
So and I feel as though you've built a great network of connections. And what do you think the key is there?
I don't know what the key is, but I think it's being present to the moment and being kind and authentic, period. Because there's a lot of that out in LA of, if you're just authentic and kind and cool, just that simple.
I think that's good advice
But
for anybody.
and then it comes back. Like today, my phone rang, and it was an agent. He used to be the head of APA agency in Beverly Hills. He managed Jerry Seinfeld, Billy Joel. I mean, huge. He would take me to lunch every month. He hip pocketed me, got me a couple little TV spots. He called me today, and he's like, "Hey, congratulations on
the Emmy."
Yeah, on the Emmy, and this is huge for you. And I go, well, he goes, I'm going to LA on Thursday. I'm setting up some meetings for you. And I went, what? I mean, this just happened today. And I went, Danny, you're kidding me. He goes, I'm so proud of you, Bobby. I was always kind to him, and he was always kind to me. He didn't have to take me to lunch when I was a kid. He'd come to the castle all the time. The guy's great, like one of the agents that I love being around. Most agents, I have to deal with them all the time, of some of the celebrities that I bring. Let's just say they're rather not talk to them, or a bit soulless, you know. And that's in show business. You hear about all that stuff, and it's there.
Yeah,
it's there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just don't want to be around that. I want I want to attract positive people, the right group of people, the right energy, everything. I'm very aware of that because I've had the opposite, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Man, it's not. Now, if I'm going to go through life, let's make it fun.
So when you worked at the castle for 28 years, I mean, was it an off and on thing?
Basically the castle's this. You do your week at the castle, so you could get 1 or 2 spots per year. I was doing 4 or 5, and there was only 4 magicians in the history that got all 3 spots in the main showroom. And I was one of only 2 magicians to get a standing ovation at the Magic Castle. That, to me, Jake, was cool because you're in front of your peers. You're in front of other magicians. And I met so many great people, and the memories.
Well, the biggest advocate in the entertainment world of the castle, isn't it, Neil Patrick Harris?
He is. And I knew him when he was 14 years old. I mean, I've known him for a long time. He's best friends with my friend Ed Alonzo, who's a great magician. I just had him at the club. But Neil, he's still really strong in the magic world.
Really supportive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He became president after a while. He ended up, when he got old enough, he became president of the Magic Castle.
I think I remember seeing that somewhere, but
it's a very
I don't know
unique
why.
Place. It
sounds very random,
there's nothing
but it's
he doesn't do. I'm going, did you clone yourself? How are you all over the place doing?
He's an exceptionally talented dude.
Yeah, he really is, man.
And as are you, and you continue to. I think it's because there was this old show called The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
I know it very well.
You remember what was his name?
Robin Leach.
Yeah.
I did
Caviar Dreams.
I did an episode of the show. I was not rich or famous.
Oh, really?
Not joking. It was more about my friend Franz Harari, and I was with Franz as his special guest. He vanished the space shuttle.
Okay.
And they did a story on Franz Harari, the millionaire magician that vanishes the space shuttle. And I toured all over the world with Franz. He did the magic for Michael Jackson. And so, and he goes, do you want to be in this episode? And I got to be in the episode, and I was joking, like, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment on Franklin and Highland in L.A. I'm like, I'm not rich or famous, and I was on that show. But Robin Leach is a big magic fan.
Robin Leach said that they were interviewing him on a show.
Yeah.
And they said, is there any commonality between all of these successful people? And he said, all of them are workaholics. Like their drug of choice is work.
It's me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's me.
And I think about when you say some of these people, you're like, are you cloned? I mean, you can see a lot of them. And no, their passion and what drives them and their addiction is the work.
It is. It is today, this past week or two, I've just been like focused like a laser beam on getting this final project to where I need it. And nobody's paying me to do this. I'm getting this done to go to network and go to. And, my fiance, my friend, all my staff, my general manager, they're like, you are wired in a whole different way, man. And it is a passion is what it is. But, yeah, it is. There's no off button.
So when you so I'm just doing the math here. And if you were out in L.A. 28, 31, so then that brings us to the timeline where you came back and identified Kellar's and said, I want to do Kellar's here in Erie.
Correct, 2014.
And, I want to go, so that's 2014. I want to go back to 95.
Okay,
1995, I was running a group in Erie called the Erie Conference on Community Development.
I'll never forget that.
And,
oh, my God.
and Tom Ridge had just become governor. And we were celebrating our 25th year of existence, or 20th.
Jake,
it might have been 20th.
I remember.
And
the
I
phone call.
contacted
you. You called me. And I would love to.
Yeah.
And I stole.
So everyone, we did this special event at the Avalon when it was actually a very nice hotel.
Yes.
And we had this special anniversary event, and
Jake,
Governor Ridge.
I'm having a moment. That's pretty cool. I forgot about that.
Governor Ridge was there. He was gracious. He had just been elected, but we'd asked him, and this was a CEO group in town, and he came back, and he was in attendance, but our entertainment for the evening was you.
Yeah.
And you did a lot of. You walked around and did a lot of sleight of hand stuff.
I did one thing that I stole Tom Ridge's watch.
Oh, that's right.
And Secret Service did not take kind to that. It was like it was right. They're like, "Come here." I'm like, "Hey." He's a good guy.
Very good
Jake,
guy.
I have to say something. That I remember that like clear as crystal clear. Every time I see you or we talk, I always think of that time that you called me. and you brought me back into Erie, and that meant the world to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You're
really
welcome.
did from
That
my
was
heart.
really cool.
From my heart. Yeah,
That
it
was
was
really cool.
Yeah.
But you, and then we reconnected. I mean, here and there. But in 2014, you were talking about you saw juniors, and you kind of said,
Well, that's when I moved back. That's when
I
I moved back to Erie in 2014, and I was doing all the cruise lines. Like I was
That's
never
right.
even here. I'd come home. I had a boat on the marina, and I would just be here to breathe, relax, and then go back on do my shows. And then the seed started. I mean, I had a seed planted. You want to talk about synchronicity? We'll go into that next of how that happened. With the whole story.
Go.
But, basically, when I was 16, I was working at Station Restaurant doing magic tricks every Wednesday and Friday. And one night, I met a woman who was like in her late 70s, and she was like, "You are amazing, young man." I was like, "Thank you." She goes, "My uncle was a magician," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And her name was Catherine Kellar. Her uncle was Harry Kellar, and she lived with Harry Kellar for the last 10 years of his life in Los Angeles. So when Harry Kellar passed away, everything came back here. Everything from his house, it's all here in Erie. All the letters from Houdini, everything that Kellar owned at the time is here in Erie. And that seed was planted when I was like, oh, Harry Kellar. And I moved to LA. Everybody's like, man, Harry Kellar's from Erie. And you're from Erie, Bobby? There's a lot of interesting synchronicity with that. And in 2016, I'm in New York City on a cruise ship, and I close my show with a giant LED screen, and I tell the story about Harry Kellar. And I do it in a very funny way. I tell the story of me meeting the lovely young lady. She's like, my uncle was the greatest magician in the history of magic.
Yeah. And
his name was Mr. Harry. And the whole audience is like, Houdini.
Yeah.
And I go, no, Kellar. And they all laugh. And all of a sudden the video pops up, and I narrate a quick, who Harry Kellar was. He was born in 1849 in Erie, PA, my hometown. He inspired Houdini, mentored Houdini, and became the wizard in The Wizard of Oz from L. Frank Baum. And today he's known as the Dean of American Magicians. And I always get chills when I tell the story and do this show. And I get done, and the cruise director's like, hey, there's some people from Erie that were in the front row on this cruise. I want to meet you. And I go, of course. And it was Rick Blakely, attorney at law.
Yeah.
Yeah. His grandmother was Catherine. And he goes, we got to go have lunch.
Wow.
Again, it's like the synchronicity, and they invited me over, and I got to see all the original letters from Houdini and Kellar. I mean, Jake, I geeked out. I'm holding Houdini's sock in my hand. I mean, it was just
everyone's dream.
Yeah, really.
No, but that's amazing.
It was on many levels of how it happened. And then there was another incident in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and I was loading in my show for about 6 months. And the guy loading out was Carlton and Company, and he had a show with all these jaguars and tigers. He was a magician. He goes, I'm moving to Erie, PA. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to open a magic museum. And I
met that dude.
Yeah, I know you did.
I met that dude.
I know you did because, yes, I'm not going to say anything else. But
no, he wanted to create the Museum Hall of Fame here in Erie.
Because magic started here in Erie. This is a lot of people don't realize that, but
that was a special business plan.
And but you were cool because you showed it to me. You were like, come here.
Yeah, check
he
this out.
just passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was a nice guy.
Super nice guy.
And we met him and I think his son.
Yeah.
And maybe his son's wife or
and
something.
And a leopard. And a white tiger.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just like, pay no attention.
Jake,
he's fine. He'll sit in the corner while we do our business meeting.
That's another moment with you that I forgot in time that I'll never forget. You're like, here.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was very cool of you.
But what was interesting about that was in the world of economic development guidance. But you listen, similar to what you were saying earlier. It's like, I'll give anybody a half an hour of my time, if they're talking about anything, right? Yeah. If they need time, know, hey, my kid's thinking about, could you help open a door? It's like, I'll sit down
and you guided
talk
me
with
down the certain other people you did.
But meeting Carlton, and having somebody come in and pitch something which I'd never in my life had thought of,
and it was huge.
But it opened my brain up to the idea.
Fair enough.
So then when you came and started talking about your vision of what you were thinking about doing relative to Kellar's, I was already kind of like tuned into, because the one thing that you guys had in common was the idea of magic and how magic, is an entertainment. magic as a connection to people for
Universally, actually.
universally,
Yeah.
and that it was growing,
Yeah.
and that people would go to
Yeah.
like that intersection. I
Yeah.
think your solution of interconnecting it with comedy and magic
Well, right
is a
now,
brilliant move.
around the country, like the magic clubs, like the Chicago Magic Lounge, there's 2 of them there. One they just spent $50 million on. It's called the Hand in the Eye. There's Nashville has the House of Cards. Smoke and Mirrors is in Philly and Pittsburgh. They have Liberty Magic. There's 38 or 48.
Wow.
Like around the country. But what no one has is the home of Harry Kellar, the dean of Erie. And that's what I was like, I just have to do this. And then
Well, and to tell everyone listening, isn't there the location of your
it's insane.
because it's
His house was across the street.
yeah.
Like literally, his boyhood home was right across the street. And when you walk into the club, it's almost like I designed it like a Hard Rock Cafe meets Magic, where it tells the story of Harry Kellar and the water torture cell and how he mentored Houdini and where he started. There's his boyhood home. There's the real Toto and the Wizard of Oz. There's the Majestic Theater on 10th Street that was across from the Playhouse. This was the huge theater that all these vaudeville performers and shows would happen. And he would come back every year. And he would donate a lot of his money to the Boys and Girls Home. And this man, you can make a movie out of his life. It was
Well,
like
you
insane.
did.
Well,
You made a documentary.
I did. Yeah.
Just so I'm clear for those of us in Erie, so was it across the street on 13th? So was it
14th.
14th?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
oh no, sorry, 13th. Yes, it was. So he.
Or maybe it was 14th.
No,
Whatever.
I'm on the corner of 14th, but it was across that block. But right there, on 13th, it was 70. I think it was 70 or 71 West 13th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Right
cool to create something that if you stand in a certain spot and you look out, you can see his house.
It's something
sitting
that
there,
they
a
demolished
holograph
the
or
house,
whatever,
obviously, but yeah,
obviously it's gone.
There's
so.
a couple things you could do. I have an idea. I designed for Griswold Park. At one point, Zaffris and I were on this board with some other people, and I designed a statue of Harry Kellar, and he was holding a hoop in the air, and the woman was levitating, and it was the first statue that was actually floating. And so we met with the statue people. I designed it. And if you couldn't figure it out until you went to a certain area and went, oh, that's still clever. But it was a cool.
Yeah.
Maybe someday that'll happen.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Totally different venture for you though, because now you're getting into a business.
Yeah.
Beyond Bobby Borgia Incorporated.
Yeah.
And other shows that you put together. This one is, it's a bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
And you've got staff, you've got food, beverage.
I know nothing about. I don't even know how to make a drink. I'm not joking. Like I really don't. But I'm smart enough to know to hire people smarter than me. So at the time, as I had this vision, I was still with Carnival Cruise Line, not just doing my show, but I was producing all these giant magic shows for them, like huge. Like they were dumping millions of dollars into these shows, not in my pocket, but into the shows. And I have 8 shows with them right now. While I was doing that, I would walk around some of these ships are phenomenal. You go, how do they float? Or how do they, And I would go, that would work well and I would study how the bars were designed, how the flow of people were working, the aesthetics, the lighting, everything. Just sponge it. And I go, this is what I want to do in Erie. And then when Junior, I got wind through somebody, and you want to talk about synchronicity?
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's go.
Okay. So I am just before I did my show at St. Luke's, because I did a trick with a guillotine, and I cut Billy Wozniak's head off and put it down near his feet.
Finally.
Yeah, son of a bitch. And
just kidding.
Where I got that was a year prior, I heard that Dave Litz was doing a magic show at Academy on Parade. So the high school Academy, he was a senior, and the talent show they were doing, he did a magic show. And he had this guillotine and he took the head off and put it down near the feet, and it talked. And I'm like, what? And he did the water torture sub thing. He got in the water and escaped, and metamorphosis, and he did all these illusions.
When he was in high school?
Yes. He had no interest in magic other than, that is what he told me, I was going to do a magic show. He's a very interesting man,
Yes, he is.
Right. So with that said, I saw the show, and I was like, wow, I can't believe, And 1 week later, a pickup truck pulled. I lived on 31st and French, pulled right into my parents' parking lot, And there was the guillotine. There was everything. And he goes, this is all for you. And I'm like, what? And he goes, I want you to have this. And I went, you're kidding me. He goes, no, I know how much you like. Because I, would run down to his house and we'd play with little magic tricks. Jake.
That is crazy.
Okay, that is not a lie. And here's what's nuts, is once I bought Kellar's.
How long ago was this that he drove
It was just before I did my show at St. Luke's.
Unbelievable.
It is. That's a magic trick in itself. But
that's the dude who you get. I mean, you go from juniors.
Yeah. But here's the
that
now
is crazy.
Now you circle back, and
Yeah.
I'm like going to buy juniors, and he and I started talking and reminiscing about. I'll never forget the day that you pulled into my. And he goes, I got to tell you something. He goes, I swore I'd never say this to you or tell you, but your dad.
Your dad bought it?
He knocked on my door, and he wrote me a check for $150. And he goes, I ran to Super Duper, quicker than the Flash to go catch this check. And I never knew until a couple years ago.
That's really cool.
I almost, I got a little puddly on that one. I was like, what?
Yeah.
My dad, don't tell my son. I want him to have this stuff. He goes, are you interested in selling it? He goes, yeah. And $150, Litz was like,
that is
never
awesome.
seen this much money. You were kids, right?
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Isn't that crazy?
That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It is very serendipitous.
It's nuts.
That's so weird because literally on Friday night, the movie Serendipity was on.
Oh, it's a great
I saw
movie.
the last
Cusack.
15 minutes. Yeah.
John Cusack's great.
Yeah. So anyways, you guys get connected, and you have a vision of what you want to do at Kellar's, and I'm sure that the vision, everyone has a vision. It's kind of like what's his name, Tyson. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And when you run a restaurant, bar, entertainment venue,
So
you get punched in the face a lot.
I have to tell you, I stood there after I bought it, and by myself, I'm standing in this, and I'm just like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
I know nothing about this, but I was, I think, ambitious enough to go, I'll learn. And I did study everything with Carnival. I watched how the bars ran, the food ran. I watched everything. Now, entertainment side, I just called all my friends in L.A., man. I could have called David Spade, and
It's a huge advantage.
Yeah, that was the big, and so the food, and I found certain people. Now, 5 years in, I have Michael Quirk is our general manager. There's a whole nother story with him, but I'm not going to it's mind-blowing. And 27 people on our staff, and we're bringing
That's
in
fantastic.
the top. I'm taking care of a lot of people, and I'm bringing in the top entertainment that even all these other magic clubs are going, how are you getting Piff and Michael Carbonaro? How are you getting all these people?
Kevin Nealon.
And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how, Bobby? How are you doing this? And I was like, it's magic. I'm not going to tell them.
Well, but it's also what you go back to, building the network.
That's what you
being
said,
authentic,
right?
Being,
That's it.
People are
Jake,
like, good man.
Yeah.
And I believe and hope that the crowds are turning out and they're
Summers
supporting.
are tricky, but other than that, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
It's just summer.
It is. There's too many entertainment
I don't care
options.
not even here. It's anywhere. It's Vegas. Brad Garrett's like, if I'm not at my club in the summer, 3 people will come to the club just to see a comedy show.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are. You know, it's summers, especially we get 4 months out of the year, and it's like water.
Summer in
Water
Erie.
beer.
Yeah, summer in Erie is perfection.
Yeah.
And so, there's so much coming at everybody at all times.
Of course.
So I promised myself I'd stop saying so. It's one of my pet peeves.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
It's a transition piece. Talk about the documentary that you did on Kellar.
All right.
And let's just fast forward. You won an Emmy for it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Unbelievable.
I'm blown away. I didn't think we were going to win, and I'm sitting there like, this is not. They're going to give it to the Goodyear blimp.
How heavy is that trophy?
It's medium. Yeah,
Medium?
it's pretty cool.
But it's
it's
not,
cool.
It's not. You're not going to bend it by squeezing it too hard.
No, it's cool. And we won a gold telly and a silver telly on top of that. Now that was the first thing that came to me. So Mike Berlin, I think Mike Berlin called me and he goes, Bobby, you just won a gold telly, because Mike Berlin was the executive producer and Jesse James was the director after the other director left. And Jesse really, I think, is the one that saved it where we needed it to be, because when Tom Fox was the original director, and he ended up moving to Bahrain or something, and just like he got fired from QLN or something. I don't know what happened.
So tell me, just give us the Reader's Digest version of how you go about this. So did you conceptualize what you wanted to do, or was it a group project?
Well, it was a group project, but in the original with Tom Fox, I wrote the whole thing, and my fiance happens to be a big attorney for Disney, so she's good with. She's very, very smart, and she's good with all the facts. But I also had Mike Caveney in my pocket. Mike Caveney, with a guy from Erie named Bill Measle, wrote that book on Harry Kellar.
Okay.
Now, this is a magic book that is like $600. It's like for weird magic collectors. That this is a real. And Mike Caveney is probably one of the biggest collectors and authors, other than Copperfield. Those two are best friends. But then there was Jim Steinmeier, who wrote a few books, and Johnny Gahn, who owned the Kellar Levitation and some other things. So I had access to, when I designed the club, of reading everything out of the book and really getting my facts straight, and meeting the Kellar family and reading all these hundreds of letters from Kellar to Houdini during COVID. And I was just like, wow, I'm learning about them as human beings, as people, not just magicians. And I took all that knowledge and I went, okay, now how do I
craft a story?
Right. And that's how it started. And then, so Tom Fox was the first one who came to me. Then we were out in Vegas. We were supposed to film with David Copperfield at his museum. And all of a sudden, we have all the camera people and the makeup, everybody. And we're there at the MGM Grand. And we get a phone call going, he's can't do this. And we're like,
David can?
Yeah. We're like, what?
Because I remember you telling me in a previous conversation that Copperfield was a huge Kellar fan.
Yeah, he owns
a bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah. He owns one of the biggest museums in the world.
So he couldn't do it.
So he pulled out. And at the last minute, Jake, I just look at everybody and I go, it's okay. Nothing happens for, it's okay. And so we got a good night's sleep, drove to Vegas or L.A. And that's where I opened all the doors with Mike Caveney, who invited us into his home. And, oh, my God, this house is, like, phenomenal in Pasadena. And reading all the original, he has everything. Mind-blowing. He had Kellar's original magic wand. He has almost every famous magician's magic wand. And then Jim Steinmeier, who I'm
got Harry Potter's.
Big.
Just curious.
Very good, Jake. But Jim Steinmeier was another one who, Jake, there's one guy in the world of magic that you've never heard of. And it's Jim Steinmeier. And any magic illusion you see Copperfield do or any magician, he invented it.
Oh, cool.
And he's humble, too humble. And I'm like, and I always got along with him, and I always loved his sense of humor. And he opened his home, and he's like, Borgia, whatever you need, man. And I'm like, great. And it was the one time where, like, Caveney would kind of, like, shun me at the castle, and not shun me, but, people would be like, Johnny Gahn, one of the biggest illusion builders. I wasn't not in their circle. Let me just put it that way. And all of a sudden, I was allowed in that clique. They're like, welcome. You're one of us now. And I went, wow, that's cool. That was a neat moment for me. So when we went to Johnny Gahn's, that was another place that he built the Statue of Liberty vanishing for David Copperfield.
Yeah.
Jim Steinmeier invented it. But then he opens the secret doors. Jake, I'm going to show you pictures when we're done. There was this museum, and there was Harry Kellar
inside his house,
in his studio where he.
I love the fact that he has secret doors.
It's mind blowing. And there
was
the original automaton. So what automatons are, is they are it's a robot before electricity, and they were all worked on clock mechanisms. And these magicians, this thing would like look up, and it would like have you think of one of these cards, and the hand would come over and grab the thing and turn it over, and it would be your card. And you're like, how is it doing this? And there was another one that played chess, and it would beat you playing chess. They're automatons, and he had the original psycho illusion that Kellar had built.
Yeah. I saw this in the documentary.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that automaton was the exact, like that one was right there, geeked out to level 10. And honest to God, I'm just standing there, and he goes, well, let me fix this. And he had the orange tree that bloomed from the movie The Illusionist, but the original one, he had Kellar's levitation, which was absolutely mind-blowing how it worked. Because nowadays it's kind of simple. Now that thing was just insane. But some of the other stuff in the history, it was a treat for me to work with Jesse and Mike Berlin. My God, what a dream. What a dream. We got to fly all over the country, like everywhere.
That's really
And I
cool.
opened every door I could. We had Lance Burton on there and Piff. And then we filmed at my club when like Piff was there and Ed Alonzo. I tried to pull a couple of my friends and some of the illusion builders and my buddy Blake Voigt.
What's been the feedback from the community itself on the documentary?
It's been really, really good. They just put me on the cover of Vanish magazine. I got that this morning, and they spelled Kellar wrong. And I go, "You're a magician, right? You're writing this."
Oh my God!
Keller. I go, "It's AR." Bobby, oh my God! And so they fixed it. They caught it before it went to print.
You know, I have to tell you this, and but you know, in all circles, I'm a big fan of professionals, right? Like there's a tendency for us to kind of say, we think of professionals, we think of professional athletes, right? Oh, he's professional.
Yes.
Right? But I always say that somebody who's been teaching for 30 years inside the Erie School District, they're a pro. They're pro at teaching.
Correct.
It doesn't matter what it is, if they're a programmer, if they are, a police officer, a detective, it doesn't matter. They're pros. They know their shit inside and out.
Yeah.
And A, you're a professional.
Yeah.
But B, there are so many people out there, and, you have been, the people that you've interacted with and to be part of that universe, that's a select group of people.
It is.
And to do that based on something that you love, right? You should feel very.
That's the gift.
Not cocky. You should be very proud.
No, grateful.
Grateful for what you've done and how you've
swimming
done it.
in gratitude, staying humble, staying grateful, because I've seen some of my friends deal with success and fame in a different way, and I went, that doesn't fly. That's not how my parents raised me.
Yeah.
Point blank. My dad and mom gave me great values, and you just have to look at the world like, come on, we're all wired the same. We're all the same. We're all doing, we're all connected. In my mind, we are all connected. And the more people work together as a team, I'm a big thing with collaborating. And so getting the documentary to where, like I said, Jesse is the one that really, I think at the end when the director left, that was it, cut and dry, nothing. We were like, what do we do with all this? And Jesse and Mike went in and edited and sweetened up the sound and made it come to life. And I had my input on some things. But
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's a significant accomplishment. And you should be very, very, very grateful, but also very proud of the work that you put into it and the vision that you had.
Because it wasn't about, again, your ego. It wasn't about me. This wasn't about.
Yeah.
This was like, I have to honor this man from Erie.
Yep.
This man from Erie was the reason why magic is world global. The last 7 winners on America's Got Talent were magicians. Harry Potter.
If folks haven't watched it, where can they watch it?
You can either YouTube it or go to WQLN or PBS.org.
Yeah, and folks, it's really it's very interesting to listen to because, first of all, he's traveling the world at a time where I can't comprehend how he got around the world.
No airplanes, all sailed.
Yeah,
but the thing where his ship sank.
Yeah.
He lost everything.
But just how many times he started over, kind of the wild and woolly world that he lived in. It was really, really, really interesting. We're going to get into the questions that are on the cards, which, by the way, folks, you hand a deck of cards to a magician.
It's like, you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
But I want to tell me about your influence, because your love of Erie, your connection to Erie. Talk about influences from Erie, people that really maybe helped you on your journey or beyond Erie. I'm always interested in people that you kind of look and saying, that person really got me on the right path.
When I was a kid, there were a lot of magicians that I would collaborate with, or they were much older than me, and I'd have them over and I'd learn from them. Bob Cunha was one of them. Bruce Cocola was a good friend. Mark Dietz. When you talk about making a difference in your life, I think Milt Larson was one man. He created the Magic Castle. God, Jake, I don't know how to describe. He was Disney. This man was. Him and his brother.
How old was he when you met him?
Probably in his late. I'm going to say 68, 70. Okay. And he was like my uncle, man. This guy was it. And he passed away a few years ago. But him and his brother created the Magic Castle, and the kindness and the inspiration and and they had this big show called It's Magic every year, and they would pick the top 7 magicians to do It's Magic. And I was like, and I got picked one year, and he goes, "Can I write your bio?" And I went, my God, yeah. He goes, I'm going to write one little thing for you. And I went, okay. And it said, I still have it to this day on my website. He said, his magic includes many effects made possible of a world of magic yet to be invented.
Whoa.
I went,
That's
okay. Wow. And I still honor that man till this day. That still gets me like.
Milt Larson?
Yeah.
All right.
The man.
Good.
God bless
I
you.
love
Milt.
that.
Yeah, he's good people.
All right, flip a card.
All right.
We threw a little wrinkle in here. If it's a joker, then he gets to ask me a question.
Right.
Okay. All right. It's the 8 of clubs.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right. This is going to be, what was your most life-changing experience?
The car accident. 100%. Well,
I know it was on October 26th. What year?
yeah, 1992 or 3. I can't remember. But that or my brother passing away. Well, those two things were huge. I mean, I didn't know what that is. You know, you're 4 years old. So it was very early in life that I was confronted with what death is from the physical plane. Didn't know where my brother went. It was life. It was life. That is it. I'll stick to that one because that put me on my course and my path.
And it put you, and you chose a path and chose a course that was committed to entertainment, constructive, you know, being better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not going in a different direction.
No, it's like an athlete. You're training constantly, you know, always training.
It doubled your commitment.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Let's go.
All right. 7 of Hearts.
7 of Hearts.
Look at that. And it's real. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool, Jake. I got to say, you're an amazing interviewer. You kind of surprised me, pal. You surprised me. I didn't see this side of you. This is really cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
If you had to wear a warning label, what would yours say?
Wait, what, a warning label?
Yeah.
Slippery when wet. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
I
don't
love
know. Sure, I'll go with that one.
No, I mean, one of the things that I always enjoy talking with you about, Bobby, is that there's a positiveness, but your animation, you know, you definitely, you're not getting any dull or drab answers.
Thank God.
God.
Okay.
I love that.
All right.
And it's not fake though. It's authentic.
No,
it's authentic. It's 100% authentic.
Is my thing.
All right, next.
All right. The 2 of Diamonds. Ooh. This is cool. You're like doing a magic trick to me, Jake.
I know.
Nobody's ever done this to me.
Okay, please disappear. No, 2 of Diamonds. Who would you name as the one? Who would you name as one of the greatest bands of all time? Now, you mentioned Prince, obviously.
Yeah, I did mention
Is there
Prince.
anybody else in that pantheon that you love personally?
Hold on.
Band or individual artist?
Yeah, well, Prince is it. That's it. I
Okay.
mean, that would be my answer.
The penultimate or the ultimate is
Prince.
there. So I'm asking for the
Genesis.
next two.
I'd go Genesis I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl, and I was blown away how great they were live. And Phil Collins was Robin Williams funny on stage. Like, absolutely pee my pants funny, and he was so entertaining. I think, and Aerosmith, pretty cool too, live.
Nice.
You know, yeah.
Tell me about the Hollywood Bowl.
So I lived across the street from the bowl, like literally just around the corner. And what was great is, you know,
I'm an Erie kid. I hear about the Hollywood Bowl.
The traffic was nuts when a concert was on, but I could walk over there and go to will call, and I would be like, they're like, Bobby, can you get us into the castle? I'm like, for some tickets. They're like, anything you want, Bobby. And so, because the castle was my secret weapon. You had to know somebody to get in. So I would walk and I'd go, I'd literally go see Stevie Wonder one night. The next day, Garrison Keillor he was like an author of Lake Wobegon.
Yeah.
He was my favorite. I loved Garrison. I listened to him
Yeah,
last
he got
night.
canceled, but
yeah, he did.
He
but,
did.
you know,
Which is really disturbing to even think about.
Where did he touch Lake Wobegon? What happened?
Exactly.
You know? So I saw a lot of shows there, and it's great because it's an outside amphitheater, and it's just mind blowing.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool. Traffic sucked when they had concerts because I lived right on Franklin and Highland, and it's literally right around the corner on Highland. Like I could walk there in a minute.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
All right, next.
9 of Spades. Ooh. So far, no Joker.
No jokers. 9 of Spades. Here we go. Sorry, took off the spectacles. Required after the age of 40.
Yeah, I got a couple pairs. See.
Do you have an active spiritual life?
Huge, 100%, 1,000%. 100%, 1,000%. It's my whole life.
How do you define
It's my whole
your
life.
spiritual life?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the framework within?
Framework is this.
Is it meditation? Is it prayer? Is
part
it
of it, part of it, all of it. It's curiosity to me is everything I mentioned. So I've studied everything from I studied Kabbalah in LA for 5 years. Deepak Chopra, I studied with him. I've read every book from here to there on any topic spiritual. I used to go to the Bodhi tree one day a week, every week on Melrose. And I would grab a spiritual book. My friends would make fun of me because I had all these spiritual books from all these crazy authors, or philosophy as well. And I had more than that magic. I had less magic books than that. And they were like, oh, you're into that thing now. But what I would do is I would find something that absolutely fascinated me and digest it. Then I would take the piece of the puzzle that worked for me out of that.
Sure.
And I'd go, and I'm still putting the puzzle together of life. That's it. That's what I'm doing. It's my biggest passion is spirituality. Not a lot of people know that. My close friends do. But yeah, huge.
I think that what you just said is really important for people because I think if anyone says that there's a singular handbook on finding peace, finding truth,
Not
feeling good,
Yeah.
whatever, it's what you just said about taking nuggets from
Each
a variety
book,
of
yeah.
sources.
It's true. Course in Miracles was one that, I mean, I still can't wrap my head around it, but my dear friend John Mulrooney, a famous comic, when I had him here, I'm like, yeah, I got this book, and he goes, oh, and he opens up his duffel bag and he pulls out Course in Miracles and he goes, this? I'm like,
Wait,
what? We were at the Courtyard Marriott having lunch, and I go, how do you know about this book? And he
wait,
goes,
did you mention the book?
I did. I was
Oh.
like, oh, I just unpacked from LA and I had all this stuff and I had this one book and I can't wait to read it. It's called A Course in Miracles. He literally, Jake, went down, unzipped his duffel bag, and he goes, you mean this? And I go, what? And him and I, every two times a week, we would talk every morning. 6 a.m. my phone would ring. And he knew this book inside and out. But I always like taking pieces with, like, The Alchemist is a great book for readers out there. You could read that book another time, and it's a different book. The Four Agreements. I mean, it just I love it. I don't know why.
So the quotes that I used to start the show have the story behind them is that I started collecting things that came to me that I read or that impacted me in my kind of well-being.
This is amazing that you're doing this,
so
Jake.
but I did this over the years. So they used to be on yellow legal pads.
Oh, really?
And so I'd write them down, and I kept saving them, and then I finally transcribed them to electronic.
Yeah.
And then I have this whole project going on because it's both a project I want to pass on to my kids, just kind of like, and then I've used kind of AI, and
It's a great tool.
So it's
AI is a great tool.
yeah. So it's kind of my the way in which I used AI is I took all of my quotes that I had collected over the years. I don't know, it's like 60 pages or 70 pages of quotes, so there's a lot, and basically told AI and saying, read through them all and categorize them and give me the categories.
And in 20 seconds.
And so that one actually took a while.
Okay,
It
fair
took
enough.
longer than you
Fair
think. I
enough.
was using Claude or whatever.
Oh, that's why.
And so, their first pass, and I was like, a little too general.
Yeah.
And it kind of said, do you want me to get more
Yes.
specific?
Would you like this? And you're
Yeah.
like, yes.
But my point being is that was the way. I guess my point is that's nuggets, right?
Yeah.
Something speaks to you. You're reading an article. You're reading a post that someone has put up on Facebook, or you get connected to a book, or it could be.
It happens, doesn't it? It's like you could walk into a bookstore and this thing will, or it's like, I keep seeing that word, whatever that is.
Yep. And something pops to you
100%.
at that point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Other times, and so to me, when that happens, you
Pay
write
attention.
it down.
Yes, you do.
And you always give attribution.
But Jake, I have to honor you by saying like that you're in touch with and in tune. I'll say very in tune.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool.
No, and so
I'm learning about you today.
But
Jake.
thank you. I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
And
I like red wine, long
yeah,
walks along the beach. I'm like,
exactly.
what?
But I guess my point is, sometimes those little nuggets
Yeah.
help you move through challenging times because whenever it hit you, you can kind of go back in time and repeat that quote or that comment, and it gives you peace.
It does.
Gives you perspective, whatever it might be.
Stoicism right now, the big Marcus Aurelius book
Yep.
that I God almighty, how did he come up with this back then at that time, that era? And it's so, I mean, he was this emperor of Rome, and no ego, and he mind-blowing. I'm really, like, every night I have to have Audible that on because I'm reading the book trying to comprehend it, and I can't quite comprehend it to a level of, so then I'll use and it helps because I'm like, this is
that in Gladiator, that's him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who
correct,
the emperor
correct.
is.
And I didn't know that until later because I was
And
like,
then Joaquin Phoenix kills him.
yeah, sons of gun. But I was like, wait a minute, wasn't he in the Gladiator? Why am I reading this book? I love that. I think that's a great book for anyone out there right now. It's Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, or Lake Wobegon by Garrison.
Yeah. I love that Garrison Keillor somehow
great.
came in here. Next.
King of Spades. Oh my God, it's a royal flush.
Oh yeah.
No, could you imagine though?
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
7892 King.
Not
Wow, that's a
really.
different one. What's your favorite holiday?
Oh, easy. Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's my favorite holiday.
Is it really?
Tell me your reasoning.
I was born on Thanksgiving.
Oh. Well,
And fall's my favorite season. But my mother gave birth on, I was born on Thanksgiving. Every 7 years it kicks, but I was actually born on Thanksgiving,
That's really cool. But is it your favorite holiday because of that or because...
I think because of fall. I think autumn, when you look at the life cycle, like a deck of playing cards, I'll take you here. This is really cool. You started with a deck, we'll end with a deck. The deck of cards has 4 suits that match the 4 seasons. A deck of cards has 12 face cards in every deck that match the 12 months in the year. How many cards are in a deck?
52.
How many weeks are in a year?
Yeah.
I could keep going on, but there's a secret code within a deck of cards that matches our yearly cycle, from our seasons to our holidays to our, night and day, 2 colors, red, black, night and day. I mean, if you count every pip, club, heart, spade, diamond, 365. Who designed this? No one knows.
Really?
Yeah, nobody knows. It's kind of mind-blowing.
That's cool.
So with that said, fall, Christmas is just fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But there's just something about that fall. I just love fall.
Can I give you my more practical assessment of Thanksgiving?
Yes, please. Because you said yours too.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
It's not even close
All right.
compared to the other holidays.
Groundhog's Day?
It's an automatic, almost automatic for most people, not everybody, right? It's an automatic 4-day weekend.
Got it? Okay, so you're in your world. I understand.
Yeah, in my world.
I got it. I get
Right?
it. Okay, yeah.
In your world,
Yeah.
you're performing.
Yeah, pretty
But
much. Yeah.
Thanksgiving, for a lot of us, it's a 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
All of the obligations are on the front end. Thursday.
Got it. Got it.
It is a holiday that centers around football,
Yeah.
eating,
Yes.
napping,
Napping's great.
Right?
I love naps.
getting together
With
before,
family and
like
friends.
family and friends, like either the Wednesday before Thanksgiving used to be super fun. And shopping, right? People
course.
like to go shopping. Black
Friday, man. Yeah.
And so you start, so Thanksgiving, it's like, and there's no obligation to buy anyone a gift. Like
No,
the
exactly.
gift.
You know what? You're right about that.
The
Oh, that's
gift.
great. That's a great. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, we don't have to exchange
no, it's
presents.
more like, oh, somebody brought a really nice bottle of wine to dinner, or they
That's
bring
nice.
treats.
Right.
That's great,
Yeah.
But it's more
Then
like
we're not
I choose to do it, but I don't
Yeah.
have to do it.
I like it's a good look at
And
it.
so
mine
mine was just kind of like, it's a truly relaxing
Jake,
holiday.
I'm going to say something one more time. Boy, what a pleasure. You are so good at this. You surprised me. And you took me down a rabbit hole of our paths crossing and our friendship as well. Not just we went to St. Luke's.
Absolutely.
But more than that. And that blows my mind right now.
Give a shout out to your class at St. Luke's. There's some fantastic human beings in that class.
Are you kidding me? Like, you got Jamie
Jamie
Stockhausen. I mean, we love Jamie. Billy Wozniak.
Timmy
You got
George.
Timmy George. How
about Mel Turan?
Mel is like,
Oh man, come on, keep going.
Yeah, I know.
It's there's just the best friendships that still today. I mean, also Jamie. Doesn't matter if I didn't talk to him a couple months. It just Bob. You know what I did today? This is a great story because I'm like, I just did this great thing, and he goes, you know what I did today, Bob? And my wife told me I had to go out and scrape all the paint off the garage on all of it. Scrape it off. When I got done, Bob, nobody clapped. Jamie Stockhouse,
Yeah, there it is.
Great story.
Yeah.
And I go, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. You know what I mean? A little.
No, you had a very special class, St. Luke's.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a number there, but no, you have a lot of great people in that class, and I know
Betsy
you had a
Fessler,
reunion
Amy,
at Kellar's that you were not able to attend.
No, it was surreal. I was like, I'm not going to the Emmys. I can't miss this. And then certain people in my life, like, you need to be at the Emmys, and I'm like, I'm not going to win. It doesn't matter. It's okay. And literally at the last minute, I went, got fitted for my tux, got the airplane ticket, and flew. And I went, okay. And then the wonderful thing, because I had Greg Morton from American Idol. You want to talk about spiritual guy, great and funny, but he was the one that told the class, look, and then he just won, and they're like, oh my God, they filmed the whole class, cheering for me. That was weird. It was like cool. It was so cool. I think that meant more.
So you won the Emmy.
I win the
Emmy while they're having
watching
the reunion.
Yes,
your grade
at my
school.
club, and then I get to watch them all cheering for me, and I got to say that felt as good as winning an Emmy is seeing my friends cheer for me, because I usually don't. I'm kind of like, I don't need that. I don't want that, But I went, I'll embrace this. This was neat. It was cool, Jake. It was a really cool moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that is super cool. And, authenticity, kindness, friendship, not letting yourself get too big.
No.
You've done all of that, and it continues to pay off for you in the sense of putting your documentary together, making your club be successful. And it's going to continue to help. And I just think and it starts with great parents and a great home.
And a foundation.
Great
and
foundation
friends.
and them modeling great behavior and,
I agree.
and commitment. You're very blessed.
So are you, Jake, and I'm blessed to have you in my life as a friend too, sir.
Yeah.
I mean that.
Thank you very much. It's super good. I'm so glad you connected here. We'll talk off air about all the
thanks for having me.
all the connections you're going to do to help get famous people on the Jake Rouch Show.
I promise I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will completely.
But honestly, I just think your story's fantastic, and I really want to on top of that stuff, I do want to zero in. It's just like, God, what a blessing to find your passion, pursue it, and allow it to go in whatever direction it took you.
Yeah, it was the one thing that I knew for sure. I just knew one thing. Like, I knew. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. I go, this is what I want to be. This is it. It was very I can't. I'm just so grateful. I have just so much gratitude right now, especially the older I get, the older we get, in life. You start looking at it going, what a blessing all this is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Have a great day.